Hello kids, welcome to your English class. Here we come to one of the most interesting lessons from our English literature, which is Inexperienced Ghost. So let's start reading and explore the world of ghost and haunting.
Let's read about the author. Herbert George Wells, English novelist, journalist, sociologist and historian, best known for science fiction novels as The Time Machine and The War of the Worlds, and the comic novels as Tono Bungay and The History of Mr. Polly. Wells was the son of domestic servants turned small shopkeepers. He grew up under the continual threat of poverty. At 18, he won a scholarship to study biology in London. His first novel, The Time Machine, was an immediate success. He began a series of science fiction novels. His best work has a vigor, vitality, and exuberance unsurpassed in its way by that of any other British writer of the early 20th century. Let's take a look at the new words we'll come across in the lesson. Scrubby, turned down collar, tremendous, brood, ceased even to believe, emitted, offended, gleam, haunting, briskly, peevishly, frayed, flit, and glimmer. Now it's time to take a look at the characters in the story. Mr. Sanderson, Mr. Evans, Mr. Clayton, and Mr. Wish. It was Clayton who saw the ghost in the club. Let's begin the story. This story begins with friends who met at the club where Clayton, one of them, stayed for a night all alone. He experienced something really very strange and wanted to share the incident with his friends. Clayton said, "Last night I came across a haunting ghost wandering in the passage of the club." All his friends listened to him in disbelief and were quite amused by his thought of ghost initially. Clayton felt offended by his friends for not trusting to him, but he kept explaining. He said that the ghost was transparent and faint. It was looking confused and was not knowing what he was meant to do. He was lean. He had a small head with scrubby hair and narrow shoulders. His short jacket had a turned-down collar. The trousers were a little frayed at the heels. When Clayton saw the ghost, he was more surprised and interested. The ghost looked quite friendly and inexperienced of being one, as he emitted a faint boo which could not frighten Clayton at all. Clayton immediately found out that the ghost does not like to be here. The bewildered ghost introduced himself as a ghost who is haunting here in the club. He was an innocent one, as he felt embarrassed when Clayton told him that he cannot haunt here as it's a family club and any poor child could be scared. The ghost told Clayton that something is wrong with him as he's here since midnight. He has slipped here by mistake and now he can't get back. Clayton took the ghost to his room where he was splitting and explaining his life which has ended recently on this earth. Clayton asked the ghost to pull himself together and try to get back to where he has come from. He then started a complicated series of gestures and movements with hands, assuming that's how he had come in and that's how he had to get out again. The ghost was not able to do it as he is a nervous fellow and started sobbing, sitting at the foot of the bed. He requested Clayton to not to look at him while he's doing the movements. Clayton agreed and cleverly turned towards the mirror to see the ghost disappearing. The ghost then started off very fast with his movements and immediately disappeared. Clayton realized that he is all alone in the room. It was suddenly 1 o'clock and Clayton then went to his bed. Listening to all this, Sanderson was eager to know about the movements the ghost made and asked Clayton to repeat them. Clayton himself was very excited to perform all the movements and try. But his other friend Wish was discouraging him to try anything. After all the agreements and disagreement, Clayton began. Meanwhile, the discussion over ghost stories and the authenticity of the world of darkness was getting tense. Clayton performed the closing gesture. And then. So kids, what do you think happened in the end? Was it just a joke or it was for real? Keep wondering. Boo! What is your idea of a ghost? Do you like ghost stories? Imagine that you meet a friendly ghost. How would you react to such a situation? Kids, we will discuss all such questions in the class. Thank you.